Mystery gang. All right, so your girl is back. I got another camera, so I'm gonna be back recording for you guys. One thing is, y'all, make sure y'all subscribe to my channel. I think I got almost 14,000. I'm trying to make it to 15,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So you guys make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you can be first to comment. Now, if you're a part of that mystery game, please drop that lime green heart. Is it a lime green heart emoji? If it's not a lime green heart emoji, drop the pink one. I don't even care. Just drop a heart emoji if you're part of the mystery game. Now today, I have a very, very crazy story for you guys. It is a part of the Halloween special because it's very mysterious. And I think the story just really, really cries out crazy. Now, today we're going to be talking about Yingying. Now, this story takes place in the college town of Champaign County, and it takes place at the University of Illinois. Now, Yingying was from China. Her mom was a stay-at-home mom. Her dad was a small-time driver, like for a little company, and she only had one brother, and he was younger than her, and he dropped out in middle school. Now, you guys, this is kind of normal for other cultures and stuff, for the guys to drop out and start working at a young age. He wanted to be a cook, so he had a plan. It wasn't like he just dropped out of school just because he didn't want to be in school. He did have a plan. Now, Yingying, on the other hand, you guys, was a complete scholar. This girl was literally the smartest person. Now, I've been doing these stories for like a couple of months now, and I've done cases on college students. I've done cases on all type of people, and this girl right here was smart, you guys. Like, her parents said growing up she was one of the smartest people in the family, and she's the first one to ever go to college. Now, not only did she graduate college in 2013, Yingying turned around and got a master's in environmental science in 2016. So she graduated college twice, you guys. And in 2017, Yingying was working on going to college again at the University of Illinois. Now, a little background story on the University of Illinois. It's a very prestige college. A lot of Chinese people go there because they have good programs in environmental science. They have good programs in agriculture. And this was right up Yingying's field. Like, this is what she wanted to do as a career. So she really wanted to become an environmental science professor. That was her goal. But like I said, she was so smart, guys. She could have did anything. Now, on top of that, Yingying also was the lead singer in a band. So she was smart, she was beautiful, and she was talented. The girl could sing.
Pop group called Cute Horse, and she was the lead singer in that group.
Like I was saying, Yingying wanted to further her education, so she wanted to go to the University of Illinois that was in Champaign County. Now, one thing about this university is it was very, very, very prestigious. I was saying before, the people who created YouTube went there. I mean, the programs that they had was just, like I said, right up Yingying's alley. So in 2017, Yingying got on a plane and she came over to the US in order to start school at the University of Illinois. But it was the summertime. I think this was like around almost summertime. I think it was the spring, about to be summer. Now, Yingying did come over here. She did lab work. She went and got an apartment, but the apartment that she was in was a little expensive. So she was looking for a more cheaper apartment until she could go back to school and get started in her career. So on June 9th, 2017, Yingying was at the school and she was practicing and doing lab work with one of the people that worked with her. Now, they're saying that they were just cleaning equipment, doing little things because, like I said, this was the summertime, so the campus was not full at all. There wasn't a lot of kids on campus at this time. So they were basically cleaning lab equipment, doing things that they can do, you know, to just try to make the lab look better. And Yingying had told her colleagues that she had somewhere to be at 1:30. This is around noon. She told her colleagues that she needed to go to an appointment because she was trying to find another apartment. So she had an appointment at 1:30 to sign a lease for a cheaper apartment. I think it was called One North or something like that. But she was trying to get another apartment. So her colleagues were like, okay, Yingying told them this would take about 2 hours. So Yingying leaves and her colleagues are waiting for her to come back. Now, hours pass by and it's now going on dinner time and Yingying is nowhere to be found. Her colleagues are like, okay, well maybe she got tied up or maybe she went back home. So they went to Yingying's old apartment where she was living at, and nobody was there, nobody came to the door. So her colleagues then went and they went to the campus police to let them know what had happened.
Yingying went to Turner Hall on campus that morning of June 9th.
Yeah, it's just a normal day. We kind of clean some equipment we have been using. Back to the office and to see if she might have been back there, but no. So I thought I'd go to her apartment to check. Nobody answered the door. So at that moment, I thought something must have gone wrong.
Off the bat, let me just say this. Her friends rode for her because, let's just be real, they didn't really know Yingying like that. Yingying had just came over from China, but they felt strong enough that this girl really doesn't know people over here. If she's telling us she's going to be back in 2 hours, she should have been back in 2 hours. So they went to campus police, and campus police did not take it serious. And you guys, I'm so tired of doing cases where the police are like, well, she'll come back soon. Well, she might not be far. Well, I mean, how about you just look into it first? Now, I know this is campus police, but still, this is a student that's from another country. She doesn't know anybody. They should have did way more than what they did in my eyes. You guys can argue with me if you want to, but they didn't really do enough to look for her. So her friends, the colleagues, I keep saying friends, but they were kind of like friends. They went to Yingying's apartment and they stood out there until 12 midnight. They were just saying that they wanted to see if Yingying would show up, or maybe she went out to a bar, or maybe she just got caught up in something else and just lost track of time and didn't come back to the school. But you guys, Yingying did not show up anywhere. So when they went back to campus police was still like, well, let's just give it a little time. Let's just see if Yingying comes back. Now, her colleagues did not take this sitting down. The very next day on June 10th, they called the Gazette and they told them, look, we got a student that's missing. She's not from here and we need help. Nobody's taking this serious. So the Gazette looked into it and they published a paper on the missing student. Now you guys got to think about it. This was literally a day later. I don't even think it was a missing persons report filed yet. This was a day later. Now you guys, finally police officers, they go to Yingying's old apartment and they get a search warrant to go inside of this apartment to try to see if Yingying left anything or if she took things with her. When they went back to Yingying's apartment, you guys, they saw that everything was left perfectly in place. Her clothes were still there. It was no indication that Yingying had up and left, or it was no indication that something, had happened. It's just like she vanished. So police started to look at camera footage. Like over 2,000 cameras are around the school, on the bus routes, on everything that's surrounding this university, because you guys have to understand, it's a lot of kids, and I keep saying kids, it's a lot of people that go to this school.
She gets off a bus. She gets off on one side of the street. Her connecting bus is on the other side of the street. She misses it by seconds. The surveillance video shows her running after the bus.
After 2 p.m. that she's at the bus stop.
Yingying is standing on the corner, probably hoping that she can just catch a break.
They see that it's no sign that Yingying has been back to her apartment or anything like that. So they started to review surveillance footage. Now you guys, one thing about surveillance footage is a lot of times it can be grainy, or a lot of times it skips, and sometimes the surveillance footage don't even work. Like the cameras don't even be working. So I don't understand why people have cameras outside of businesses and stuff that don't work. It doesn't make sense. But anyway, long story short, they started looking into all the surveillance. So they found the bus route that Yingying took that day to go to her new apartment signing. So they found the bus route and they reviewed the surveillance footage. Now on this surveillance footage, you can see Yingying getting on the bus from her old apartment. She then gets off of the bus and she waits for another bus to come. But you guys, she ends up missing this next bus. Now you can see her dramatically running behind the bus, like desperately trying to stop the bus, but the bus keeps going. Now you guys, Yingying is pressed for time. She's trying to make it to this appointment, and now she looks defeated from the surveillance footage. Now, What's so eerie about this surveillance footage is it's like Yingying was just literally sitting on the corner just looking like, okay, what's next? What do I do now? Now on this surveillance footage, as I was saying, they see Yingying looking like defeated. She's standing on the corner looking like, okay, y'all, what's next? Like, I didn't miss my bus. I have to get a new apartment. Like, I can't afford the apartment that I have. So she's just looking depressed. And that's when a black sedan pulls right past her. Now the sedan rides past her, goes the other way, then loops back around and stops right in front of Yingying. They have a conversation, and then Yingying gets in the car and the car pulls off. Now you guys, what's so crazy about this situation is this car is very rare. It's a Saturn Astra. Now these cars, I think they said it was like 58 in the whole of Illinois. Look into everybody they can look into, and that's when a new story comes out, y'all. It's kind of like a break in the case. Now a student by the name of Emily Hogan is saying that the same day Yingying went missing is the day that this same car pulled up beside her and tried to get her to get in the car. Now Emily is saying that the person in the car impersonated a police officer and had on these aviator glasses, but she couldn't really tell who the person was. She's saying the person was telling her to get in the car because he wanted to question her about some things. But you guys, Emily did the smartest thing she could do, and she declined this offer. She then called the police and let them know, look, it's somebody in a Saturn. They're riding around. They're trying to pick up girls, and they go downtown and they interrogate her. Now y'all remember, this is before they knew that Yingying was missing. Now Yingying went missing hours after this. Now what's crazy is Emily actually posted a Facebook post. And she was telling people like on campus, hey, be careful. It's a guy running around acting like he's a police officer. I think he's kidnapping. I think he's a sex trafficker. Like, she literally put this out there. But you guys, sadly, Emily didn't know Yingying and Yingying didn't know Emily. So it's no way Yingying saw that post. So that's why hours later, Yingying then got into this car with this person that she didn't know.
Remember, like, hearing anything? Police will have you'll hear like a scanner or a radio.
No radio.
What if you saw a picture of him? Would you be able to say that was him?
Because of the sunglasses?
It would be tough.
Guys, as the story is developing, these are literally hours and hours going by. Like, it's not like this is a week later or 2 weeks later. This is in a period of hours, in a period of a day or two that this story is developing, and all of this stuff is coming out. So although it seems like it's going nowhere, they're actually kind of moving fast in the missing persons case, because a lot of people never get found, or a lot of people don't even get found until 3, 4, 5 weeks later. Some people don't get found till years later. So the fact that they're getting this much information within the first hours and days, this is very, very, very important. Now, like I was saying, Yingying has a family back in China, and this broke news in China. It was everywhere. Another thing is Yingying has a very serious boyfriend that she was dating in China. I can't pronounce his name, y'all. Please don't be mad at me. But her boyfriend and her family then got on the plane, and they came over because they was like, look, we finna find Yingying ourselves. Like, we know our Yingying. Y'all don't. She hasn't been here for real before. Y'all don't know what to look for. We do. So you guys, they came over to help and assist in finding Yingying. Crime Stoppers offer a $40,000 reward, you guys. This is one of the biggest rewards that Crime Stoppers have ever offered in a case. Now the reason this is because the FBI ended up getting involved. This case really was crazy because this was a student that was from a whole nother country. Like, she didn't know nobody here. She didn't have no enemies. So the FBI got involved because that's how serious this was. Now, after reviewing all of the footage, the FBI, the campus police, and the city police, they all band together to try to figure out and piece together clues. The only clue they had was her getting into this black Saturn. Now, what's so crazy is all of the experience the FBI has, everybody has. Guess who was able to pick out a distinct feature on this man's car? It was a sergeant that just worked at the police force. He was watching the footage and watching the footage of the car, and that's when he saw a defect in the hubcap. It's almost like the hubcap was kind of broken a little bit. And not only that, this Saturn had a sunroof. That's when investigators looked back and they remembered they had interrogated a Brent Christian. Now, Brent basically got interrogated way in the beginning, and he told them, look, I've been at home playing the game all day. I haven't even been gone. My car's been parked here. And you guys, investigators really did not think that he was a suspect because of his background. Now, Brent didn't have any criminal background. He never had a run-in with police. He graduated with a master's in physics. He was married. Like, he was no way the type of guy that they thought would have been responsible for this. So after looking at the hubcap, they then went back and said, let's go look at Brent's hubcap. They went back and looked, and sure as, I can't say it because I don't want to get demonetized, but sure as crap, Brent had that little defect in his hubcap, and his car had a sunroof, y'all. I'm trying to understand, FBI, where were you when all of the footage was being reviewed? Because that should have been something that was pointed out in the beginning. But anyway, so you guys, they get a search warrant for Brent. I'm sorry, y'all, it's still raining out here. I'm trying to like continue to record, but I hope y'all can hear me okay. So the FBI, they get a search warrant for Brent Christians. I hope I'm saying his name right. They get a search warrant to go to his home and to take pictures and to just see what's going on. Now, y'all, this is what the story gets really creepy, and this is why it's a part of my Halloween special. Now, when they get to Brent's apartment, his wife opens the door. Now, this is almost at, I think it's like around 12 a.m. His wife opens the door. Now, when she opens the door, she's naked. Now, you guys, police are saying that once they got in here, they wanted to talk to Brent, see, you know, did he know anything, or, you know, just take pictures and sniff around and see if they seen anything out of place. Now, Brent's wife was butt naked. Brent's wife didn't even put on clothes when the police came in to take pictures. She literally walked around naked until investigators asked her to put on a robe because they felt uncomfortable. Like, girl, come on, really? So they take pictures, they're walking around the apartment, and that's when they see the aviator glasses that Emily Hogan reported that the man who tried to kidnap her had on. So they took pictures of this, and in the aviator, in the glasses, you can see the photo of Brent's wife in it with the robe on, y'all. It's so creepy. But nevertheless, they do all of this. They talk to Brent like, Brent, look, we need you to come down here and talk to us. Like, we can't force you to do it, but we really need you to come talk to us because we need to get to the bottom of what's going on. Why is your car on surveillance footage picking up a girl that's missing? You know what I'm saying? So long story short, Brent asked his wife, like, look, should I go down here and talk to the police? Everything that I done heard, I felt like I shouldn't talk to the police unless I have a lawyer. But his wife was like, no, if you ain't did nothing wrong, you need to go down there and talk to the police and let them know, look, you ain't do nothing wrong. So Brent went down to the police station to talk to the police. You guys, and this is that interrogation.
But I know that you picked her up. Where did you drop her off at? She was looking for a ride. She had missed her bus. She told you she was going to 1 North, so where did you drop her off at?
Brent never asked why he was down there. Like, he knew that it had something to do with a girl missing, but he never asked if he was a suspect. He never asked if they had any, you know, reason to believe that he was involved. Like, he literally was so nonchalant about the whole situation. Investigators started believing that maybe they don't have the right guy. But you guys, they grilled him, and then they laid it on him, and that's when Brent finally admitted that he had picked up an Asian girl. Now, Brent is saying he picked up his Asian girl, but he doesn't remember where. He doesn't remember how she looked. He don't remember anything but picking her up. But you guys, that's all he had to admit, because once he admitted that, investigators knew that it was him driving the car. Now, before he admitted that, all they knew is that she got in the car. They didn't know if he was driving it. They didn't know if his wife was driving it. All they knew is that somebody was driving his car. So they get Brent to admit it, and that's when they lay it on him. And that's when Brent starts to hyperventilate. He just starts shaking, looking for help, like, somebody please help me. Like, they got me. You know what I'm saying? So after that, he declines to talk, and he says he wants a lawyer. So they arrest him for falsifying a report, because you got to understand, right now she's just missing. They don't know where she is. They don't have a body. So they arrest him for falsifying a report. Now, once Brent was arrested, they then let him back out because they wanted to try to follow a trail to see if they could figure out where Yingying was, because they knew they had their guy. but they wanted to try to find Yingying.
I was just driving around. I saw a girl and she was very distressed. I asked her if she needed help. I talked to her for a little bit, not much. I gave her a short line, cool box. She freaked out and got out. That's all it was.
So you guys, once Brent was let out on bond or whatever for falsifying a report, it turns out that Brent had another girlfriend. So not his wife, but Brent had a girlfriend. Now what's so crazy about this is police went to the girlfriend and was like, look, we've been following Brent. We know that you're his side piece or whatever. We need you to put on a wire and to try to get information. Now Brent's girlfriend was like, look, he's innocent, and if putting on a wire can help me prove that my man is innocent, I'll put on the wire. So police just went with it. They was like, okay girl, whatever. So police, she put on the wire. You guys, what they recorded was crazy. Brent basically admitted to her that he had killed Yingying and that he had killed over 13 women. He also said that the night that he picked Yingying up, he raped her and that he brutally beat her. Now he's saying that Yingying is the only person that ever fought him out of all his victims. Now what's even crazier is the fact that Brent and his girlfriend, they went to Yingying's visual. Like when they was looking for Yingying and doing candlelights, they went to it, you guys. Him knowing the whole time that he knows where Yingying is, his psychotic ass went to this visual. Now after getting all this evidence, as you guys know, police go and they arrest him for kidnapping. Now the reason why it was only kidnapping, because once again guys, they didn't have a body. Now once they arrested him for kidnapping charges can lead to a life sentence just simply because if the kidnapping ended up in a death. So that's what they were shooting for. Girlfriend, I think it was Tara Bullis, his girlfriend testified against him. She testified everything that he had told her. She showed text messages. I mean, it was really her testimony and her wearing that wire that really gave the investigators what they needed to even charge him with anything, because you guys, they had nothing. They didn't have a body. All they had was her getting in that car. Now she testified, and prosecutors basically went with the thing that he kidnapped her, took her back to the apartment, raped her, beat her with the bat before decapitating her. So prosecutors are saying that they believe she was decapitated. Now he was found guilty and he was sentenced to life in prison. Now he tried to get his life in prison sentence overturned, and he was like, well, I'll tell them where the body is, but investigators declined that. It was like, no, you need life in prison, because you got to think about this. If he has a chance for parole and he gets back out, he will offend again. This man was not sorry for what he did. I mean, he really just did not care. Sadly, Yingying's body till this day has not been found. Her family does not believe that they will find the body. And me, honestly, he had a master's in physics. He could have done anything with her body and we would never find her body. But the fact that we know for a fact, we have him recorded saying that he murdered Yingying. We know that Yingying is no longer with us. But I think the sad part about it is she came over here to better herself. Like, this girl had already graduated college twice. She could have stayed in China and had a great career, but she wanted to come to the US to be greater. You understand what I'm saying? So the fact that he had a life, he had a wife, he ruined his wife's life. You understand what I'm saying? So it's just the principle that he not only ruined Yingying's life, he ruined a lot of people's lives, and he needs to be in prison for the rest of his life. All right, you guys, so that's all I have for you guys today. You guys, please go follow me on Instagram at BIGG_DRACCO. I only have about 5,000 followers on Instagram. I'm trying to get my Instagram going. Y'all, I'm really new to this social media stuff and everything, so I'm trying to like get all my pages with a good enough subscribers and following. I'm going to post another video very soon, within a couple days, because I have a camera now, you guys, so have no fear, Drake is here. And that's all I have for you guys today. Bye. Oh, Man, drop some hearts up in them comments, y'all. If y'all really mess with me, like I say, y'all mess with me, drop some hearts in them comments. Share this, like this.